am Christy Moffitt, also go by Haley Bricks, and this is my layout. So I decided this year to do the 1955 Hill Valley of Back to the Future, and I started with 3 buildings and just kept growing, and it changed. I had actually switched it to the mill system, so everything is raised up. I went a little higher than the standard milling, but so I can do all my customer roads, because I wanted lights, and what I needed for the lights I couldn't do with the standard gray base plates, so I decided to switch it to the custom road. So now all my wires are nice and hidden underneath.
Okay, so by raising up kind of the plates that everything is on, then you're able to add in that detailed road and all that custom work.
Yeah, between the custom work, and it also made it a lot stronger between the buildings, because sometimes when you build on the standard base plate, it kind of gets flimsy, and some of these buildings are very large, and it's like I needed something a little bit more stronger, and plus the train track, because when you come to shows, you never know what type of tables you're going to get, so we wanted something at least to be able to, we can adjust to whatever the table, any issues we had with them, so.
So if we start down at this end, then what are the scenes we have going down here?
So we started down here. We have the old man Peabody, who he had a crazy idea of breeding pine trees, and Marty actually crashes his DeLorean into the barn when he first reaches 1955. So I thought it would be a good transitional scene, because Hoosier Bricks also, we decided a collaboration on our train, so wanted a good transition from city life to town life. So, but I've done the barn, I did the house, we had to make little extra scenes to help kind of fill in, and then across the street I have the Lionel Estates, which in the movie is Marty's future, where his house is in 1985. So that was a major scene, especially with the DeLorean hiding behind the sign.
I love the graphics John was just showing there. How did that come together?
All right. So Minifigure FX did all my signs. A couple of them are pictures from the actual movie. Others I had to go in and hand make all the signs. But he did my last year's project, and so I had him. He did a lot of. I have a lot of signs this year, but I think it brings more detail into it.
That like kind of level of realism above just kind of the regular Lego build.
So, no, the signs, I was panicking. The signs arrived one day before the shows. I was able to, or before we left, because we drive in from Houston, so we had to leave like a week before to get up here.
Wow, that's quite the track for you.
It's fun. We break it up. We get to see family, so, yeah.
We make a little road trip out of it. Very nice. So then if we keep moving down in the display, what else do we have here next?
Let's see. I guess we'll start with the Texaco, work the buildings. So we got the Texaco Gas Station, and the prints on the gas pumps are actually the same prints that they used in the movie. The Sky Chief and Fire Chief. I can't remember the last one. But I wanted, of course, I have all the characters out there look like they're servicing the gas station and whatnot. Yeah, I tried. There's even a couple extra small details that you can't, unless you're like taking screenshots of the movie, you won't be able to see. Next up, I got Roy's Records and Lou's Cafe, which is a major part in the movie where you see Marty and George meet for the first time. So, and the cafe is really detailed. Sadly, the way the mock is, you can't really see the detail. And I made sure to add lights to that one. Most of the buildings don't have any interior work, because it's kind of hard to see from standing outside. But a lot of them had windows displays, so I was able to do a bunch of window displays and light them up. Had a lot of fun with the lights this year. That was a new element to play with, and trying to get them all to. It's like, all right, what's going to work? So.
Where did you source those from?
Brick Loot. Okay. He's been stepping up his light game. So, it's nice because each of the lights will connect to each other. So I can have one giant running, and then I have a couple of battery packs hidden inside some of the buildings.
There you go. Strategically hiding the battery packs is always important.
Yeah, I think the hard part was trying to hide the DeLorean in the middle of the street batteries pack. It's actually hidden underneath one of the sidewalks, just to kind of get everything light up.
And then on the what buildings do we have on the backside there?
So the backside we have Bank of America, which didn't get, just kind of, a lot of these buildings were just background-ness. But next up we have Mr. Foster's Travel Service, the Realtor Office, Zales Diamond Store, the Stationery, the Barber Shop, Bluebird Motel, the Western Auto Store, Roos Flock Shop is a dress shop, and the Sattler Motors is all on the backside. The Sattler Motors was a giant glass window, so that one got detailed. The Western Auto has a little small window display. Realtor Office and the Zales have window displays. So the very first building I actually wanted to work and try to detail was the travel service. So inside was actually 1950s office. So I have like a floor fan, a typewriter. Oh, it's the white sign, yeah. The typewriter, crazy 50 bright color desk. And I was like, I'm so excited to make it, and then I realized, oh, no one's going to be able to see it. So that was the first and last building I got to do any details work. This will be like a permanent structure at home, so I'm going to go back and detail every single building and be able to work on it.
You can enjoy it, you know what's inside there.
I know what's in it, so let's see, I think up next, the clock tower. So my original clock tower that I had in my original city used to be the town hall modular, because I used to like getting the modulars and modifying them. It's like, oh, okay, I really like the town hall, so I made it look like the back, kind of kept the same color scheme, but changed it up size-wise. Then when I got home last year, I was like, all right, time to give the clock tower a true makeover and give it its proper colors. So now it is what it is, and I love it. That's probably my favorite building, the whole layout.
And it's such an iconic part of the movie as well.
Yeah. And then, so behind the clock tower, in the movie, it doesn't have the school, but has a kind of big, ugly building behind it. And it's like, I didn't really want to make that, so I decided to go with the high school and did the Enchantment on the Sea dance, which I was able to sneak behind there. And I actually have I have the window, but I decided for the show I'll be able to take the window out because I detailed the inside and have lights. So that's there. The movie theater down at the end is probably my second favorite building. It was a structural challenge to get the top section, to be able to get it set up, get the dimensions, and try to stay as accurate as I can to the movie. And then try and get the lights to do anything but I won't try and get the lights to play with. I had to use a different battery pack for that one. But
What is that design like there? Because I love how you did like the blue kind of trans clear looking pieces with the lights in it.
Yeah, so I did it 3 studs wide, and I had just to give it so I had 3 studs wide, and then the blue section's 5 studs, and then I have a hollow section in the middle. So I was able to kind of intertwine the lights to get it to light up in the background. That one took a couple days to figure out how to get where to put the lights, because first it would be only one section would be lit up and the other sections. So,
and then I love your brickhead scale DeLorean down here.
So there's a gentleman on Flickr that did the brickhead, actually did it. He didn't post instructions, but he took so many pictures that I was able to kind of reverse engineer it and figure out how he made it, and that turned out to be a funnest little project to kind of learn. I'm not a car person. I don't like building cars. I did the dump truck and Biff's car, and that's as far as I got into the car, any of them.
But you talk a little bit more about some of the characters and vehicles and kind of stuff we have going on here, because you've got lots of great minifigs and different scenes happening.
So all the flesh color minifigures I try to get for all Back to the Future related, because outside Lou's Cafe, I got Biff and his gang running out. Some of the characters are actually people's sig figs from our online Lego community. So a lot of them are here today. So I was like, all right, take your fig, put it in the city. So I got characters from all over the place. Let's see, the old lady with the cup, that's kind of a reference to, she's trying to save the clock tower in 1985. So there's a lot of references from all three movies. Because I have 5 DeLoreans total. So I got one in the barn, one behind the sign, one going down Main Street because I have the flames lit up in the background. I got one on top of the school, which has the flags for Back to the Future 2, where he clips the sign and gets his flags. And then I have a colorful version because Bricksmith wanted doing a colorful build challenge, so that was part of the challenge.
When you're thinking about this whole layout and kind of when you first started on this, did you draw up kind of blueprints on where each building would be, or what was that planning process like?
It started. So I don't do LDDs. I might sketch out a few things beforehand. It just starts with one building, and I started with, because three of my buildings I have built since 2016 when I really wanted to start it, and project got pushed back. So I know from the bank I started going down the road of each building, and it grew and grew from there. The courtyard was it's like, how do I make the courtyard, try to fit it to scale, because Lego's always finicky with, it's like trying to get things to be accurate. So the courtyard was originally a little bit too big, then I had to like readjust it and add a little bit more. So, but no, I just started with one and just go down the row. And then after that, I try to figure out, okay, how many road plates and all the extra little details.
Right. Yeah. And so then when you bring it to display at a show, is each building kind of on its own separate section, and then you can attach those all up, or what's the setup like?
Yes. So what the nice part about the Mills plates is everything's connected with Technic pins. On the outside, you can't see it, but on the inside, it's very, very colorful. So they all snap in with the Technic, and then each building is on its own base plate, except for a few of them are, like the clock tower is on 3, but it's solid. So everything comes up very nicely and a little bit more easier to pack up. Yeah.
I think that's definitely important for a layout of this size. You want that.
It takes a lot of containers and trying to figure out. I even thought about doing custom boxes, just so I could get it up here in one piece and be able to. But luckily everything fit in the back of the truck, so we were okay this year.
And then you won Best Movie Themed Creation, so congratulations on that as well. They're very well deserved.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very proud of this project, and yeah.
Well, great work. Thank you so much for putting the time and effort into building and displaying this year. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, John.